All right, good Tuesday evening. Back at you, peoples, with Defiance. Um, so let's jump in. Defiance, I break into a couple of different ways. So these upper ones are like a summary of everything all together. These are the monthly payers. They're not paying right now. So let's start with the QQQY, WTE, and IWMY, right? To Roundhill, those are the NASDAQ 100, S&P 500, and Russell, right? So everybody has their own name. So we had a 23-cent QQQY compared to an 85-cent, 86-cent, I think. So there was some year-end stuff that came into play. Again, I don't know how that's going to play out in Defiance, but I suspect they'll be returning something. Remember, these weeklies still have another week to go. So maybe Defiance, I probably should wait to do my summary when all this stuff has been paid out. Otherwise, I was going to do it right now, but I think I'll wait and do it after giving Defiance a chance to pay out through December and see if they have some ROC and some bigger payments left. Okay. So 2312, which was a 36.34 yield, you had 1832, right? A little over 18 cents for the S&P 500, known for a long time as JEPI, now WTE, and we have the Russell 2000 under Defiance is IWMY, was the big payer at almost 27 cents and 44.40, right? Because it's the cheapest of the funds. All right, when we go up here to the top portion, that's where I give you all the annualized yield, the annualized NAV gain or NAV loss. So one of the things that stands out immediately versus Roundhill versus Defiance is, they went from those monthlies and on, what am I, 70 days in. So these things started 10/9. So the launch date was October the 9th. So I'm tracking them and only doing statistics from them. So when we finish the year, I'm going to do the summary comparison of Roundhill versus Defiant. I was going to do it tomorrow, but in some fairness, let's see if Defiance pays a bigger ROC at the end, and then I'm comparing. Otherwise, we had that big payment in Roundhill. Maybe Roundhill has more next week. Don't know. They've always been weekly. These guys converted, right? So for a year and a half, they were monthly payers on Defiant. So I changed this because last week I didn't have the red shown in red. And we really should. So let's go through and see what the summary is telling us. So since 10/9, here's the price on October the 9th. Here's the current price, right, at the close of 10/7. And when we look at these funds, look at this, guys. The NASDAQ 100 has a 4% loss. Not huge, but over 70 days, right? That gives you if you run at that pace and you take it 365, you're going to have a 24.20% drop in NAV erosion or NAV price. So while your yield for those 70 days, right, is almost $2.80, $2.79. Nice distribution yield. And they're still the winner over here in terms of total return. But just keep in mind that that hurts. This WDTE is only losing 403, so a little better than 4.64. But its distribution total is a little bit less, right? 2.6 versus 2.79. And so the distribution yield over the 70 days is 6.26. And when you annualize that, it's about 10 points less. 42 to 32, and it had a 3% less NAV drop or NAV erosion. So your gain is only 11% projected out annually. Again, these things can stop eroding, but in all honesty, it Defiance is not looking that good. I mean, I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, and have been seeing. So on the Russell, look at this NAV loss over this last 70 days. Now, in some fairness, if you went back and looked at August to October, it probably had a gain, but so would Roundhill, right? I mean, you can't. So it does have the highest distribution yield, right? 9.78 to 807 to 626. Its problem is this big NASLOF for the 70 days projected out over 365 days because it's got a fabulous distribution yield. Again, is that really going to be what it's like? Who knows, right? You have to see what the markets do over, when you have a 70-day basis and you need to have it over 365 to see the annualized yield. But if it ran at the 70-day pace, you'd have almost a 51% distribution yield, but an ugly, ugly NAV of 48 loss yielding you 2.4. I can do better in the money market, right? So always look at these total situations, right? Um, so it's clear to me that you're performing better in Roundhill, but I still want to see them, and I want to see if they have a big, dollar plus ROC payment, which I suspect they would, right? Because they've been running all year long. And Roundhill, what I think has only been running on their weekly since 307, March 7th. Um, so very interesting to see all that when it's coming out. Um, all right. So another thought. Why don't you put in the comments and let me know if you want me to wait, because I can do it both ways. I can go do a summary this weekend, then I can wait for the last distribution next week, and then do another if you want. So just put in the comments. I know most of you see that Roundhill is outperforming. And I don't blame Defiance. So in converting their monthlies to weeklies, it's the same thing that, Jay's managing that for Sylvia. And I like Sylvia a lot. And I like Defiance. I just don't like their results, if you will. Right now, in some fairness, some of these funds have done really well. I love their MSTX, I think is their symbol for their 2X on MicroStrategy. Yeah, MSTX right here, 2X. This one's going to do better. Uranium's going to do very well over time. Um, SMCI, not so much. Lilly, I don't have much confidence in that. This one's done very, very well, but I really don't like the tactics of Broadcom that much. But AVGO has performed very, very, very well. They made an acquisition of a software company that, in my heyday of working, we also acquired that same VMware company with the company I was with. The only difference is Broadcom has a history of tripling the license revenue and really sticking it to their longtime customers, which they can get away with because there's some competition, but it's hard to find a product as good um, as their product that they acquired through VMware. They have a number of them. And I have that from reliable information from people I know that are still working and still in the industry. Okay, guys, that's what I got for you. Have a great one. Have a good day ahead. I'll have the Yield Max out Wednesday before the market opens and get that for you guys. Have a great day again. Bruce with Targeted Wealth Creation. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is for fun and entertainment. Bye for now.